Welcome to the Save Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Derek.
I'm Dominic.
We are currently on episode 122, and we are happy to be joined by Lalo with Nueve Golf. Experience the finest golf apparel with Neuve Golf, where style meets performance. Make sure to give them a follow on Instagram. Their handle is at Neuve Golf. Lalo, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us on the podcast.
Your accent was real good.
On Nueve?
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Thank you guys for having me on, man. I'm glad to be on with you guys on your podcast and hopefully answer any questions or just give you guys a little bit of insight on me, how Nueve Golf came up, why Nueve, whatever questions like that. So yeah, man, thank you guys for having me on.
Absolutely. That's kind of the first question that we typically ask, is just if you could share your story behind the founding of your golf company and what inspired you to create it.
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure exactly why or how it happened. I just felt like there's sometimes, well, first of all, I'm Mexican-American, first generation Chicano born here. So both my parents were immigrants, came to the United States. I am the middle of five. I have four brothers and sisters. I'm in the middle. So, culturally, I'm like, my roots are just 100% Mexican, bro. Like, I'm born in the United States and I'm proud to be American, but like culturally, I'm Mexican AF, as they say. You know what I mean? And it's no knock to anything, but that's just who I am. And the community where I grew up and where I live in the east side of San Jose, it's heavy with same first generation Chicanos, bro. Like we also have a huge Vietnamese community here in the east side of San Jose. So it's like on this side of town, you're most likely going to be Vietnamese American. On this side, you're going to be Mexican American. So, with that being said, I started playing golf. Maybe really started playing golf about 6 years ago. Something like that. Been swinging the clubs much longer than that, though. Like going to, the driving range but really started getting serious about 5-6 years ago. And I started Nueve because when I was looking to buy things, I felt there was something. I felt like I didn't identify with what I was wearing, Shit, half the shit I can't even pronounce, bro.
What is this?
The shit, bro, it took me forever, like, to learn the proper way of pronouncing Titleist. It was like, Titleist? I don't know. Like, nobody I grew up with played golf, so they didn't, It wasn't until I started hearing other people, and it's like, Titleist. Oh, that's how you pronounce that fucking brown. Okay, cool. And
I still do that with certain brands. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I never
really thought it was wrong.
Yeah,
the way they pronounce it.
I realized that people pronounce the Appalachian Mountains differently. Do you ever see that?
Yeah,
I saw that on TikTok.
About that, yeah,
I fucking hate it.
So some like that. And it doesn't bother me to say something wrong or incorrect because how am I supposed to know it's right or wrong if I've never been around it or heard it? You know what I mean?
For sure, 100%.
So by all means, from here moving forward, if I'm with somebody talking and I say something wrong, hey, don't feel bad and correct me, man. Like correct me so I don't look like an ass later on down the line. So, anyways, that being said, I always just had like that little. I don't know how to say it in English. If you guys heard the Salud Golferos, I Spanglish a lot, bro. I just naturally transition to Spanish, but I'm trying to keep it all English. So I guess
speak Spanish
for
a while.
Pick up with some words, but
that's why I'm trying to keep it all English, bro.
Yeah, but it sounds great, man. So
get your wife to translate.
Yeah, there we go. My wife. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'll keep it all English. It'll just take me a little while sometimes because there's some things that they don't really make sense in English, bro. But in Spanish somehow they do. So, anyways, I was stuck with there was like a little thorn. Like, damn, dude, I need something. And that's kind of how it came about. And the main thing was the belts.
Yep.
The belts.
I love the belt.
Thank you. I remember watching Abraham Anser on TV. And I think it might have been the Olympics, bro. I forgot I don't know what year. It was maybe the year of the pandemic when they had the Olympics and it was weird on TV. Like nobody was out there.
Sure.
But he was wearing the belt.
Rose, I think, won the gold medal, I think, during I believe, because it was 2020. I believe you're right.
Yeah. And so he was wearing a belt, and from far away, it looked like the cinto piteado, which is what my belt is like the look of it. And if you guys don't know, or if you're not Mexican, or because I say Mexican because that belt it's in the charro culture. Charro, the cowboys, right? Roping, lassoing, all that shit. They wear those type of belts.
Yep. Oh.
And I'm from Jalisco. I'm from Jalisco, and that's where like originally, like, there's a lot of charros, the mariachi, and all that shit. So I grew up wearing those type of belts. I'm not a cowboy by any means, because I'm a city boy, bro. I've never ridden a horse or any of that shit. So I don't want people thinking I'm a poser. It's just I live in the city, no horses, but I love that style. I wear cowboy hats, boots, all that. So, anyways, that belt, I always thought, like, man, it'd be dope if they made a belt that resembled that look, but it was, something that actually fit through the belt, because usually those belts are really thick leather and like it's, for jeans or something different. So Ansel was wearing a belt that when you're watching on TV, it looked like it. So I was like, oh, damn, he's got the Piteado belt on. And then, watching the Olympics, and then like when the camera was zooming in, it's like, oh, it's not. It's just because of the camera zoomed out and the weaving of the belt, it made it look like it was a belt like that.
Yeah. You're talking about,
remember,
the Abraham Answer, correct?
Yeah.
So
do you want to grab your belt? Yeah. That way we could like show it.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Well, actually, let me get it out of the
he hasn't even opened it yet. We'll take it out of the pack.
No, I will be.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, he was actually just wearing a woven belt, but the visuals, the optics, it made it seem like it was something like this. Yes.
That's awesome.
There you go. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
So I was just always like, man, like I wish there was a belt like that. I think because I like that style. I was like, man, I would definitely buy a belt like that. And that's kind of where the idea, like that's how it sparked in my head. Like, man, I need a belt like that. And it didn't really come to like further down the line where I was speaking to a cousin one day, and I'll tell you the story. If you guys heard the Golperos, I know you guys heard the story, but for those of people who haven't heard of that podcast, I was out in Wisconsin at a Niner Packers playoff game with my cousin. He invited me out there, so I went out and we watched a game, which was awesome, bro. It was like 17 below zero, bro, at Lambeau Field. It was nuts.
Was that the one that Robbie Gould kicked the game winner, the field goal?
Yes. Niners recovered. Game. It was a block punt. Niners recovered in the end zone for a touchdown. Yeah. So it was a great story, great weekend, man. Football wise. So the game ended, and I was out in Wisconsin, and 17 below, bro. Like, there's not shit to do. You're not gonna do anything. It's just
cold. Yeah. What is it?
I mean, I don't think people do much out there. Not. So I asked my cousin, and my cousin was like, "Dude, we just drink and eat."
That's it.
So the next day it's Sunday. We're watching the rest of the title games on TV. It's just my cousin and I just drinking, eating, and the games all end, and then Shark Tank comes on, and we're just, we had a session, with some Cali greens, you know what I mean, and we're just chopping it up, and my cousin Louis is like, "Hey, cuz, like, if there's anything you could do, what would you do, And I was like, I don't know, maybe, if I had the chance to have like my own construction company or like a remodel company, it'd be dope. And he's kind of like, nah, bro, like you're already in that like business, like think different.
Something different,
like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, like if anything. So then I was like, well, damn, bro, like I had the idea. I told him about the belt. He doesn't golf, but he was like, damn, bro, like that idea sounds fire. Like I don't golf, but I'd rock that shit. Obviously he's Mexican and we're from the same town, so we have some similarities. But he was like, nah, cuz like that shit will be tight, trust me. And I'm like, yeah, maybe, and I was like, start with some belts and then just, I don't know, bro, maybe eventually, make some just hats, shirts, and just something that I feel maybe other people like me would feel like, all right, they could identify with this a little better. So like they'll support it because they're like, well, yeah, fuck it. Like I rock with that. I get it. And that's where it started. And it was kind of just, my cousin says, well, then what's holding you back? And I was like, well, I wouldn't know where to get the belt made or how to start. And he's just like, okay, but what's holding you back from doing your research and finding out what needs to get done? And I'm just like, shit, you're right. Like nothing really.
I like your cousin.
Yeah. I like him too.
Voice of reason. You know what I mean? It's like, well, why can't you? And you're like, well, and you're just like, why not? Like those are the type of people you need.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin's wild, bro. He's my age. I turned 37. He'll be 37 soon. He's opening up his fourth or fifth taqueria in Wisconsin already, and he's just always like, that's the question. Like, oh, I want to open up a taqueria here. People be like, nah, you shouldn't. Why not? Because you know. So his thing's always like, why the fuck not? Like,
yeah, why?
Yeah. So he's always kind of been like that with, like, when we speak, he's always like, nah, cuz like, don't let nobody say no. You just gotta fucking push forward, man.
Do it.
All right, cool. So yeah, it started from that, bro. And luckily my cousin pushed me hard enough to where it was kind of like, you know what, you're right, man. And he kind of like put that idea and be like, nah, bro, like let's move forward. Like, cause he was kind of one of the big pushers. Honestly, he pushed me big time to like, hey, it's Nueve Golf, cuz me and you, we gonna do this. But, you know, like I said, he's about to open up his fifth taqueria, bro. He's super busy and he's in Wisconsin. So eventually he was just like, hey, cuz, like, honest, like, I can't be a part of this because I would do you more damage than good because you'd be waiting on me. And like, so he was just like,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
So he was just like, you know what? Not that you need my blessing or anything, but like, I will respectfully like step down and you just keep going with it. And I was like, at first I was kind of bummed, you know, because I was like, damn, man, like that was my cut. Like he was the one that, like, sure, not to sound cheesy or anything, you know, but what's that saying? Like he was the wind beneath my sails because he just kept hyping me up and blowing me up, bro.
Beneath your sails.
Yeah. So like that was him. So like a part of me was like, shit, man, like Louis is gone. But then also there's a part of me that I was like, yeah, we're part of me that was like, fuck it, I'm kind of free to do what I want, I guess, because my cousin's not here no more, so let's just roll with it. But he would be a great guy to have on this. He would be a great guy to have on your podcast, bro, because that guy.
For sure. So we're in Minnesota, so we're literally right next door. We're neighbors from Wisconsin.
So yeah. I don't know where, but I know he's got a taqueria that's like closer to the Minnesota side.
Okay.
Because when I was flying out there, he told me, he's like, oh, if you want to fly into Minnesota, you can go. And I have a restaurant that's like an hour away from the airport, and I'll just pick you up on my way over there.
Well, we got to figure out what the name of the restaurant is. I know what airport. But so my question is going to be, so you went to Lambeau Field, went to the football game, 17 to below. He lives out in Wisconsin because he's got some restaurants, but would you ever even consider moving out west with that crazy winter weather?
Nah, never, bro. I would never leave Cali, bro. And if I were to leave San Jose, there's only one spot in my mind that I would ever move to. And that'd be down in LA, like in the valley, the San Fernando Valley. It's San Jose is just like the valley, San Fernando Valley, just a lot smaller.
Gotcha.
But the community and like all that, it's very similar, bro.
I don't think I could ever leave Minnesota like for a long time. I don't know. I'm dumb.
I've always raised that question too. Like, would I move away? Sometimes I'd be like, yep, I'd move away. But I mean, there's definitely pros and cons to everywhere. And some people, I said, if you're from a spot and you really enjoy it, it's hard for people just to pack up and leave to a whole different climate. Like you can golf pretty much all year round for the most part. We're very limited. We've talked about that in numerous podcast episodes, but it's 76, like you said, and it was snowing earlier here. And no, I mean,
it was raining when I drove here. Yeah,
it's been
and like honestly, it's not even. I mean, yeah, the weather's great. I'm not the kind of guy that does a bunch of shit, so it's not like oh, I could do all these things. Like I don't do shit. Bro. I stay home with my wife and my daughter, and I just go play golf as much as I can.
Sure.
But I would never leave San Jose because my family's still here. My parents live 3 miles from me, bro. So I'm like, nah. Yeah. As long as my parents are around, I ain't leaving them. Like
you don't. That's awesome. So San Jose area, how big is the Latino golf community out there? And is that one of the reasons why like you picked up golf, or because I know you said it wasn't a real popular thing,
it wasn't. I mean, obviously, like in the rest of the United States and maybe even the world, like the pandemic really it really made it that much more popular to like where I mean I don't know numbers or anything like that, but I know just from visually going when I go to the courses now, like there's a bunch of us out there, bro. Because there's a bunch of us who live in San Jose, so it's like, well,
sure.
And then like all of us who used to play soccer, we kind of hung up the cleats and just went out to the course, bro. So
you're definitely probably not as sore. You know what I mean? I mean, you still get sore playing golf, but playing soccer, I imagine,
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely growing, bro. Every time I go to different courses, I start seeing more and more. I mean, obviously like the courses that are here in San Jose in the east side, I mean, you're gonna see a lot of Vietnamese and Mexicans because that's what's around here. You know what I mean? So,
Sure.
so yeah, there's a lot, but it's definitely growing. You know, I mean, I see just like on like my friends. I got a bunch of friends like, well, fuck, it's like almost all my fucking friends play golf now, and I was like, shit, cool. Like before I didn't have many friends to golf with, and now I have too many friends to where like I'm the odd man out. I'm like, damn, I didn't get an invite. Like, oh my bad, bro. I already got my foursome. What the four, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
But I love to see it though. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. Do you so you have obviously you have several products, including the slide buckle belt that we just showed in the video, bucket hats, beanies, baseball caps. Do you plan on releasing anything new this year, or different maybe colorways or anything like that?
Some colorways, yeah, that are coming like really, really soon for the belts and some hats. And the hats and the belts will be like a kind of special edition, limited release, sort of.
Sure.
So yeah, that's in the works, and it should be really soon. Hopefully, up on the website soon. You know.
What has been your best seller?
The belts for sure.
Yeah.
The belts. The black and white one, like it flew like that because it's a very common color, and people can like it's
easy to wear.
Yeah. Do you carry a bunch around and just when you're at the course and people see it and they're like, oh, where'd you get that? And
then
you're just
whip it.
Yeah, exactly.
Not so much no more, but I used to always just carry a bunch in the car and like I'm out there, hey man, just kind of, you know, I see people, oh shit, it's a dope belt. Man, like, hey, check it out. And then just kind of work my way in there, you know, like, oh, where'd you get that belt? Well, shit, if you want one, I got one right here. Like, this is me, bro. I make them. And they're like, oh, really? Yeah. All right, cool. But not so much anymore. Like that's one of my problems, bro. I'm not really good at that. Like when I go out to play golf, like I just want to fucking play golf, man. And it's like I forget.
Cut everything else off.
Like, I mean, I have a good time and I shoot the shit, but like I'm not trying to push anything on you, man. I'm just trying to play golf. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to come off like that. And sometimes my buddies be like, nah, bro, like look, like that fool asked me a question about the belt. And I was like, well, you know the info, bro. Let them know I'm taking my shot right now. Like, you know, I'm on my approach shot right now. So it's kind of like that, bro. It's weird because, I mean, obviously it's like a grind. I got to do it more, but sometimes I'm just like, man, like, I don't know, man. I don't want to go out there and push it on him when he's trying to enjoy his round. You know, if he's serious, I told him, like, hey, man, like, you know, and many times I have like dudes be like, oh shit. And I'll be like, yeah, well, like, you know, because it's not like we're playing close. Like they might be on the front, I'm in the back. Here's my info, bro. Send me a message and you're in San Jose, we can meet up. And yeah, like it has happened like that. And, you know, I'm sure some of them appreciate not being bothered on the course, me trying to sell them something, you know?
Yeah.
So.
You're going to ask you a question, Dom?
I do. Light bulb went off.
Yes.
I don't remember who it was. It might have been Raul or Ralph. They wanted a Dodger colored belt. And they're like, bro, he's got to get on that. I'm like, first of all, the Dodgers are gross. Whatever. But do the colors symbolize anything with the belts? I am a Niner guy. Yeah.
I'm a Dodger fan and a Niner fan.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah. But like, are the colors like traditional Mexican? Like, does the black and red mean anything different, or are they just colors?
They're just colors, bro. They don't mean anything. Traditionally, in the Mexican, like that style of belt, it's either going to be a brown leather belt with the white or a black leather belt with the white. Yeah, there's the colors is just so like the first time I made some belts, I'm like, okay, like I try to think like combinations that people wear on the course, and it's like the black and gray because it's like, all right, people wear black pants or gray pants, cool, black and gray, the white and black. I made some and I didn't make many of them, but they sold out right away. I only made like 15 of them. I had some black and brown belts that were dope, bro. Like I really liked them, like the brown and black. So I was like, ooh.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah, brown, black.
Yeah, and it was nice. So, and you know, so I've made a bunch of colors, and the reason for it is kind of like trial and error, you know. All right, these sold fast. These have been selling, but not as much. So now it gives me a much better idea to like, you know, when I make more belts, it's like, okay, definitely I got to make more of these. Like the black and white, bro. Like those are just, everybody wants the black and white because like it's easy to wear, you know. So everybody's like, oh man, like hit me up when you got the black and white. Oh, for sure, we'll do, man. And they're coming. They're on the way. They're on the way.
Do you have a personal favorite, like products? Even I mean, it looks like your hat that you're wearing looks.
I think your shirt is.
Yeah, I don't know what you got on there, but yeah,
my Neuve hat golf.
Yeah, that's sweet. I like that.
Um,
As far as belt goes, like what's your favorite colorway?
that's a good question, bro.
Depends on the day and what outfit you're wearing, probably.
Yeah, but I guess it's the black and white, bro. That's what I wear most, you know. But favorite, like I love that black and red one, bro. Like this, the Niners, and then the Tiger Woods, like just that black and red one. You know, that Sunday you start wearing that red polo, you get that little black and red belt. You know, it's like, oh shit, look at this guy. I show up, and the guy can't hit for shit. It's like, this guy. But
I'll take the belt away.
Yeah.
but whatever, man. You know, I feel good. So, hey, good. But yeah, no, I love them all the same, bro. They're my babies. I mean, I obviously I have one of each color, bro, and I wear them all. But I find myself wearing the black and white the most, just because that's usually what I'm wearing, bro. It's usually black pants and a white shirt, or just I don't really venture off and wear too many different colors, bro.
Have you? We've talked about this before. Like the green and yellow Masters is awesome, but at the same time, we despise those colors because
I brought it up.
the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, so like in our group chat, everyone's like, "Hey, like
Vikings
Nelson
Vikings."
Yeah, like Nelson dropped his Masters hat. I'm like, dude, it's dope, but I cannot do it because of the green.
I got that hat. That hat's dope, man.
Yeah, it is sweet.
Don't get me wrong, it's sick. I love the corduroy. I love Nelson to pieces.
Yeah.
I will not buy that hat because of the green and yellow. And I'm not even like a huge Viking guy, but just but just like the Niners, I'm just like, no, you can't do that.
Is green and white okay, bro? Is green and yellow's off?
Green
and white's cool, yeah.
But my question was
green and white. I got green and white, so cool.
I think that on a belt would be really cool.
Yeah, that is dope.
It's coming, bro.
But I was gonna ask, like, you know, like the Masters theme. That's typically everyone's best. Whenever they have a product, they'll do like a limited edition for like the Masters. Is that something that you have in mind for maybe the Masters or the next four majors, obviously in golf? Do you plan on doing any like limited runs like that or releases?
Yes, I have something for the Masters. That's what I'm saying. Like, it should be dropping this week. So I got the belt and the hat, and I'm excited for it, man. But even just obviously, like, it's Masters green, that type of green. Mm-hmm. But just in general, I've noticed a lot of people like different variations of green. Like sometimes like that olive green or that like camo army type green. Like a lot of, at least people I play with and everybody, they ask me like, oh man, you should make something like green. Cause I said, all right, cool. Like I'm listening to you.
Green and white we can vibe with. Yeah, we can vibe with green and white.
I'm a big fan of like a really deep green and then just white. I think that would look sick on a belt.
Yeah, I'm excited for you guys to see what's coming, bro.
Absolutely, well, definitely. We've talked about it because our original logo has the pink for the azaleas. So I think like if you were able to even do like green yellow with the pink, then that's a different story. But if it's just strictly green and yellow,
or even just pink,
yeah, exactly.
It's funny, bro, because I didn't even think about the tacos of the turn hat that with Green Bay colors, because I'm a diehard Niner fan, you know what I mean? But I mean, I own green and yellow stuff because the A's, Oakland A's, and I rock with them. I fuck with the A's.
Sure.
I don't think I own anything green and yellow.
I own some greens. I don't either. I don't own any green and yellow. But again, no, I mean, I love the green and yellow because of the Masters, but got to have like a touch of like pink in it just so then everyone kind of knows. Yeah,
so then maybe if Nelson's had the pink,
like a rope.
Yeah, like the pink rope instead of the yellow rope. He's taking my money.
Maybe Nelson, for you guys, is the yellow rope is fine, but you know how his hat's got the red air holes? If those little like that pink.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Because that would have been like a little azalea in the green bush. You know what I mean?
Just a little touch, a little accent piece to it.
Or even like a pink underbrim.
That would be cool too. I'd be down.
Nelson's taking notes for next year. So
exactly. He's currently writing it down right now.
So all the
these fucking guys.
Yeah, these douchebags.
These fucking guys.
These two gringos, freaking idiots.
From Minnesota, of all places.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Oh, yeah, that's definitely for sure. We're talking about that. We're like, West Coast is really like a thick accent. Midwest has the oofta, soda, and then East Coast obviously has an accent.
We hold our O's.
But I mean, like, what the West Coast do they have like a real thick accent? I mean, I don't compared to like down south.
Some of the women do, like the Valley girls.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
I mean, I wouldn't know, bro. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like
everybody
that's
that's
what I'm
from
trying to think.
here, like you would be the one to tell me. Like if you hear something from me, be like,
That's
oh,
what
you guys
I'm-
do
That's what I'm
this.
thinking.
Well, now I'm thinking about it because like
'Cause there's
every
lingo and
conversation we had
slang,
with
but
Beard,
accent,
I
I don't
guess I didn't pick
know.
up anything.
Yeah, well, and that was kind of going back to my
Jordan does. Jordan kind of talks like a Valley girl.
But like a lot of the when we went out to San Jose, I couldn't really pick up on an accent for the most part. So that's why I was like, I don't know. it's
So
weird.
like I
It
said, I
sounds-
mean, maybe it's like there might
Yeah.
be so like a person from the Bay knows when you're talking to someone from like down south, but it's not because of the accent. It's more like the lingo and the shit we say, you know.
Gotcha. Yeah, for
But
sure.
like here in San Jose, I can definitely tell people that are from the East Bay, and that's like Richmond, Oakland City. Like they
Gotcha.
talk, but it's not an accent. It's just the words they use,
Just the words.
the slang, the
Interesting.
lingo.
Sure. How often do you get out and play golf?
Oh shoot! I try to get out at least once a week, bro.
Sure.
And it's usually just there's a local 9-hole course like a mile and a half from my house, and it's super cheap, bro. It's like $12 to play 9 holes. They're all par threes except for one par four, but the par threes are dope because it's the best par three course here in around, bro. Because like there's a couple other courses where like no holes longer than 120, and they're fun. And don't get me wrong,
those
like
are
it's
fun.
like don't
For
get me
sure.
wrong, it's not like I'm out there just caking. Like nah, bro. Like I struggle with them, but
Yeah.
part of me feels like a jackass if I'm struggling hitting 120. So I'm like, give me something further so I could justify my sorriness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. I sometimes find that like those little par three courses can be harder, you know, at times than
Is that the course that has the really cheap driving range? Like the box, like a bucket of balls is like $5.
No, I mean they're $10, but
There was
something like that.
one when we were out there that I wanted to play solely because
has
the
to-
range was super cheap.
it has to be this one because this range is cheaper than the rest of them.
Probably that one.
And
then.
it's like in it's kind of like in the heart of the hood, bro.
Okay.
Oh, we definitely should have gone.
What is
It's a-
Oh, did I?
sinking shrinking? What is it called?
Sunken.
Sunken
Sunken
they call it
Gardens.
sunken. Yeah,
Sunken Gardens. That's in Sunnyvale.
Yeah,
Sunnyvale,
yeah,
yeah.
we played that one.
That was a cool.
No,
little
Almost
track.
got a hole in
This-
one.
This one right here by my house, it shits on Sunken Gardens all day, every day, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And you said it was
all
12
day, every
bucks?
day. It's like $12 to play, bro. During the week, on the weekend, they raised the rates up to like 16.
Sure.
They
Oh
pushed.
wow, what a jump!
But the thing
Oh,
was,
yeah.
like right when they raised the rates, like immediately you saw what they did to the like they worked on the tee boxes and like so it was like, oh hell yeah, cool. Like
Yeah. Then you
whatever
can
they
get behind
did,
it.
yeah. So it's like, oh hell yeah, I wouldn't mind a jump every once in a while. Like if you know you see some immediate and like immediately, bro, you
Sure.
just saw. But it's a cool course, man. The par threes they range anywhere from 120. Then you have one that's 160. You have one that's like 200 yards, depending where the tee box is at, 170, and then they got the short par four that's like 280. So,
Okay.
so you definitely get to work on your game there. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. We've had obviously Ralph, Raul, the Los Golferos guys, Nelson. Like, what do you see like as the future for like Latino representation in the golf industry itself?
That's a good question, bro. So, like, obviously, I mean, it's hard to just base off social media because your phones are so smart that whatever you search, they'll just fucking throw it at you, and you just think like, "Fuck, the world is just it's covered in this," and it's like, well, no, like,
Yeah,
this,
for sure.
phones are smart, and whatever they hear your conversation, they'll just start throwing it at you. So
Yeah.
obviously, I see a bunch of brands, small brands, and companies Latino owned, and it's cool, you know. But I mean, unless we get, I say we, you know, Latinos, Mexicans, whatever, unless we have someone that's relevant in the tour, like I think it's hard to really make an even bigger jump if you don't have anybody,
Sure.
you know,
That's-
like yeah, like we got Ante, but it's kind of like, okay, he jumped to live, and I'm not for pro, like I don't give a fuck, golf is golf, they both get paid, but it's kind of like it almost at least you just don't see him as much as when he was still in the, even though he wasn't like putting up great performances, but you know, when he was on tour, he seemed to be a little more relevant for
sure.
most golfers.
Yep. And he
I actually
go ahead.
saw him at the Pebble Beach Pro-Am once. And
Oh, really?
it was funny, bro, because he was kind of a nobody still. Like he hadn't really placed high in any PGA tours, and So I remember my buddy, one of my best friends, my best man actually, at my wedding. He's like, "Hey, bro, the company I work for, they gave me free tickets to go to Pebble Beach. You want to come with me?" And I was kind of under the weather, bro. Like I was sick, but I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm gonna have a good time because I'm not feeling well. And my younger brother was like, dude, bro, you love golf. Why wouldn't you go? And I was like, I don't know. And my brother's like, dude, just fucking go. You're gonna love it. So shout out to my little brother. You know, he kind of pushed me like, get out there.
Yeah.
We went out there and we have the little, you know, they give you the, I don't know what it's called, bro, the freaking book with the guy, like the tee times playing where.
Yep.
So we go up there and it was supposed to be rain in the forecast. So we show up, bro, Pebble Beach, you know, it's right on the coast, beautiful day. Fucking sun's out, 8 a.m. tee times, take off our jackets. We got our Bloody Marys, bro. And everybody's we're watching the first tee box, bro. Yeah, feeling good. The first tee box, I remember it was Bill Murray. Funny guy.
Yep. He's a popular guy out there for sure.
That dude works the crowd, bro. He was and he's a big fucking dude.
Is he really?
He's like 6'3", bro.
I never knew that.
No,
yeah.
What?
Dang.
He's a big guy. He's a big guy. Okay. So, anyways, he's out there. Phil Mickelson was in that. They were like
shit, he's 6'2".
Yeah.
Okay, he's a big guy, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, ADD. I was like, no way.
Trust me,
I love that when you see somebody like a movie or TV and you realize like, dude, he's shorter than me, or like he's like 6'5". He's
giant. John Cena's like yay big.
He's not very tall. No,
well, I couldn't say that. I mean, we're not very tall.
No, we're not. But it's interesting though. Like when you said that, because Bill Murray does not strike me as a tall dude. But so anyway,
right.
Sorry, continue.
So we're there,
John and 6'1".
We're watching the first group go out. We watched the second one. Aaron Rodgers was in that group, bro. Obviously playing the Pebble Beach because his team was out of it already. At the time, he was dating that race car.
Oh, Danica Patrick.
So we were literally walking next to her. And
really?
I mean, I don't follow much of NASCAR, but I knew who she was.
Sure. So
my buddy goes in Spanish and he's like, "Who's this chick, bro? She's got like all these securities around her." And I was like, "Oh, that's Aaron Rodgers' girl, bro." And he's like, "You serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's her." All right. Yeah. So we followed the main group, couple holes, and so I remember somebody told me like, "Hey, bro, it's your first time out there. Be sure to check out the other courses because it's 3 of them. It's Pebble Beach, Spanish Bay, and I forget
Spyglass."
Yeah. So I was like, "All right, sure. Like, why not?" Like, and we look at the guide, and we jumped over. I want to say it might have been Spanish Bay, but we get there, bro, and it's like crickets dead. There's nobody out there, bro. Just the players playing. Just the players playing because like none of the big names are out there.
Yeah.
And it almost felt bad, bro. Like some of these groups had like 0 followers whatsoever, unless they were like local people who were like playing the tournament. They had like some family, but other than that, it was dead, which was dope because it's like, dude, concessions. I mean, they had concessions. Like, cool, man, get beers just right away. Just give me a beer. Bathroom,
you're right against the ropes, so you get like, you can see dope, right up front.
It was dope. So we follow that, and we get to a hole, and we're looking down, and then I was like looking at the hole and where they're at, and I was like, oh shit, that's Abraham Manser. And my buddy's like, who? And I was like, oh, it's the Mexican cat on tour, bro. And he's like, oh shit. And I remember my buddy was wearing like a Corona baseball, like the beer had Corona and had the Mexican flag, and we're like, it's a part 3, so we're pretty like he's walking, there's nobody there but us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, Turco, because his nickname Turco, and he kind of looks, hey, so like I'm sure he felt some kind of way because he's like, fuck, I got some fans out here, you know what I mean?
He's like, wait,
so yeah, so we saw him and it was dope, bro. So yeah, like unless there's someone like that on tour, I feel like it's hard to make an even bigger, because it's like Tiger Woods, right? If he made all this fire shit with Nike, but he wasn't what he was, like, would he have all that? Like, no, like it's backed by his greatness. And I'm not saying we need somebody like Tiger Woods, but we need somebody. The 2 people that we had no longer in the PGA, which was Carlos Ortiz and Abraham Manser. So I feel like that's what it's going to take. And I don't think it'll be a long time before that happens, bro. There's so many youngsters.
That's going to be my next question. Is do you think like the future's bright for like Mexican golfers coming up to the play in the tour or in Live? I mean, obviously Abraham Manser's now is over at Live.
Yeah.
But
I think it is, bro. I mean, I think the future is just bright for everybody, bro. All the minority groups that maybe traditionally weren't the ones coming out, but like there's just, and I mean, and you just think about it, bro, like numbers wise, Latinos just have bigger families most times, bro. So if you have 4 or 5 kids, as opposed to them only having 1 or 2, like, all right, I got more chances at this.
Yeah,
I don't even want one. Just leave me alone with my dog.
I was actually, I was just.
Oh, I feel like a fake ass, bro. I only have 1, bro, and that's it. I'm like 1 and
So my I've mentioned several times. My wife's Mexican, and we were actually in Colorado this past weekend. We were being godparents for Padrino.
You can't even say that.
Padrino.
You said it, bro. The Padrino.
Yeah. And so same thing though. We don't have any kids. We've been married for almost 5 years, and that's the main question. Like, when are we going to have kids? That's the number one question, because we're behind by 4 kids right now at our pace. but yeah, it was a blast. A lot of Mexican food.
I mean, could you say that her sister's kind of like your kid?
Yeah, I guess kind of.
Yeah. So you have like half.
Yeah, I guess that could be. But going back to that, like it's true. That's kind of the culture, right? Most have multiple kids, so I guess you're probably right about that. You have a better chance at having somebody that's to be more successful.
I think so, and I don't think it'll be long before we start seeing some new faces, not just Latino, bro, just in general, all kinds of people that
it's very diverse nowadays, right?
It is.
For sure, which is awesome to see. I think that is, been a discussion that we've had many times on this podcast. It's golf's in a great place right now, regardless if you're a PGA or live golf, but just like as a whole, it's growing so much. So it's good to see.
Which light switch can I turn off?
The one on the right.
Got it.
Yeah. I was going to ask you a couple other questions here, then we can kind of do some rapid fire questions. Yep. There we go. So we were talking. You're talking about your cousin. This is a question we typically ask too on the podcast, and this could be Latino entrepreneurs or just any entrepreneur in general. Like, what piece of advice would you give someone? I know your cousin basically kind of just pushed you to do it. If you were to maybe summarize it in your own words, would you give that same advice, or would you have a different piece of advice you'd share with someone?
Definitely, like, how can I put this? I'm trying to think how to put it. What my cousin told me definitely was like why the fuck not? Why not you? Why not you? Like, what do others have that you don't have? So obviously, a lot of the time, there's a ton of self-doubt, and I think that's normal, right? There always is, there always will be, and that's fine, as long as we don't let that self-doubt like completely stop us. Like, yeah, it's okay, answer these own questions, because I feel like if you're able to answer your questions, like, your belief in it is that much stronger, because you're like, yeah, I could answer this. Like, this is why I can do it.
It's a powerful why. It's a powerful question, and it's so easy for people to just, like you said, get scared or just get intimidated and not do it. And it's really not that difficult, but it's like facing that fear and just, like I said, like, why not me?
And I think most of it, especially me, I could speak. At least I'll speak on my behalf and my experience growing up, and like the community that I'm surrounded with, which is people like me, first generation Chicanos mainly. And it's not just Latinos, it's just immigrants in general. You could be from whatever part of the world you come from, like, our parents as immigrants showed up here to give us a better life. And for them, that kind of just meant, like, be a good employee, work 40, 50, 60 hours and provide for my family so that they have a better chance at success. Yep. So, like, most of us from our parents, we saw like great work ethic. We saw like all the great things of a good employee, but like, that's kind of the problem. Like, most of our parents were just employees. There's not many of us that had like that parent that like started their own business. I mean, and there is, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's not, there is, but in generally speaking, like, even if you were to tell your dad, like, hey man, you're great at this, why don't you just think about branching off? And it was like, oh no, I can't do that. Like, no, like, there's so much, like, I just want to work. So I feel like a big part of that has been kind of instilled in us, just not because our parents told us we couldn't, we just saw, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, at least me, for like speaking, my dad's a great worker, one of the best workers I've ever seen. And people, my dad did construction all his life. He recently retired last year. Did it for like 40 some years, bro. So, long time.
Yeah,
and he got shit done. And I remember I would go to job sites and people knew of my dad, like knew who my dad was. They're like, oh shit, your dad is so-and-so. Like, man, that guy's a G. Like all these great talks,
Yep.
But in my dad's mind, it was never a thought of like, maybe I should like branch off, and because it was just kind of like, I'm kind of, I don't know. That's a world of unknown to me, right? And if we never venture out, like that world will always be unknown. So
sure,
like we just got to venture out, and I think I told like Ralph, like obviously like I have self-doubts, I have fears, but it's like, well, whatever, if this doesn't work, it doesn't work, man. Like it's not the end of the world, man. Like I didn't mortgage my house for this. Like if shit, like it sucks, I'll lose some money. Yeah. Okay. But the experiences I've learned from it, like will be far more rewarding than like it's okay if I lose money. Cause like what I've learned from it, like it can help me in the future. And to me, one of the biggest things sometimes I think about is like, okay, I have nieces and nephews. Like what I'm doing is it's small, bro. It's nothing big, it can minuscule and if you really think about it, but I am trying to do it. I am doing something. So I feel like my nieces and nephews, if they ever try to do something when they're older, they could be like, well, fuck, man, my tío Lalo did it. Like he tried it. Like, why not?
Yeah.
So
for sure.
I feel happy and I feel pride in the sense of like, cool, man, maybe my niece and nephew could be like, well, fuck, man, my tío did it, like, and I don't equate success with money, like obviously the more money you make, well, obviously you're doing something right, but I feel like if you're just going for it, bro, like, and you really put thought into it, effort, passion, and it doesn't work out, then, okay, it doesn't work out. There's probably a million reasons why it didn't work out and you can figure them out, or you can just say, you know what, like, I'm ready to move on to something else. And I think that's okay. There's also no sense of beating yourself up and like sticking to the same shit, right? Because then that'd be insanity, right? Like doing the same thing and expecting different results while you're not doing it different. And at least for me, like I told my wife, hey man, like if I have what I have and I've made what I made, and if people don't like it and they don't buy it, like it's okay. I can live with that because I like it. I like it, and I feel comfortable because it's not like I tried putting something out that I didn't like just thinking somebody would like it. And I'm like, nah, I love what I have and I love what I make. And if people like it, like that's awesome. And if they don't, that's okay, because I don't feel like I cheated myself. Like I was myself every step of the way and I still am. And like the stuff I've made, I feel like it's a part of me. It represents me. And like, I'm okay with whatever happens after that.
It's one of my favorite questions to ask every guest that we have on, and man, you knocked it out of the park. As well said. You could really feel it, and that's awesome. Awesome story.
And it's like the same with us, right? Like, is everybody going to be like, episode drops, tune in? No.
Yeah, we're not making
absolutely
it to
not
make millions of dollars or anything like that. We love sharing stories. And,
yeah,
we take the time out of our.
And this is like authentically us, right? Like I'm the same on this one as I was on the Golf Arrows podcast, as we were on the Duff and Up podcast. Unfortunately, I'm the same, good or bad. But this is yeah. I mean, I was throwing shots at the Golf Arrows pod. Yeah, you didn't listen.
No, I haven't.
That's okay. But like we do this because we enjoy it, right? Like we're not making money. I'll say that. We ain't getting paid. Nobody's ever been like, damn, if we pay, that's never happened.
And maybe one day we will, but that's not the reason why we do it.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm going to open up a can of beans by asking
before you guys go, let me stop you with something with you just said right now, like about making money in the future, if or not. Like one thing that's dope about what you guys are doing, and I appreciate you guys for it because you guys have given me a chance to be on here. And at least for me, the way I see it, like I'm big on family, bro, and I'm big on trying to leave a mark, whether your friends, family, the community, whatever you can, like it's dope, right? But 20, 30, 40, 50 years down the line, like people can come back and watch this. Like my daughter can come back and watch this. Like my grandkids can see this and be like, oh shit, my grandpa was like on an episode. Like, and that to me is dope because nowadays with cell phones, like the camcorders are gone, bro. I don't know if you guys were, maybe you're too young, but
I'm close to your age. I'm a little bit younger, but I'm close.
Okay, but that was really popular, right? Every family party, there was somebody there with the camera, and like you have those memories, bro. I don't have any of that shit no more for my daughter because everything's on the phone. And bro, like when you're as reckless as me, those phones get broken, and I don't back up shit to the cloud. Like shit's gone, bro.
Here's a new iPhone or a new whatever phone you have. Yeah, and every year
It's gone, bro.
Gone forever.
I feel bad for my daughter because everything's fucking gone, man. I only have like from last year to forward until I break my phone, and then it'll be from here forward.
That's such a good point. My grandpa had passed away several years ago, but he was the guy that had the camcorder. And it was like every holiday, every get together, he just randomly would go in the back and then he would pull out the camcorder and it's true. And you watch those videos as childhood. My wife, like, she same thing. Like every Christmas, we'll like watch some of those videos when she was a child. And it's like nowadays is like it's on your phone and like you have it right now, but in 4 or 5 years, you're probably like, where the hell did it go? That phone's broken. I didn't transfer it over. So it's a good point.
My dad was one of those guys, bro. My dad has videos. So like all the family sometimes ask for my dad, like, hey man, do you have a video of such and such date? And then like my dad way back, like it was a while back, but like when you could convert the VHS to DVDs, he bought it and he converted all his VHS to DVD. So like kudos to my dad for doing all that shit, bro.
Yeah, those are things you don't think about. You're like, I'm so glad they did that because I would have never thought of it, you know?
God, you guys are so old.
We're old, I know.
We are, bro.
Although I'm the one running around playing with film cameras, so what do I know?
Yeah. Did you want?
Oh, yeah, I didn't finish.
Yeah.
So you're saying, you don't measure success with money. Obviously you were saying that money, more money, you're doing something right. How do you measure success?
Bro? I'm broke, so
well, how do you measure your own success?
So
I don't.
I mean, I guess to me, success, the way I see it, and what I'm trying to do, right? Obviously, that's a good question. But to me, the success for me, it's number one, I have to be proud of what I'm doing, and if I'm proud of what I'm doing, then like okay, because I can make money and like kind of be like, I don't know, I should have done that, but fuck it, it made me money,
Yeah, just get the money quick and
yeah. Uh-huh. So for me, success was I got to be proud of what I'm doing, and if others around me feel like they can relate to what I'm doing, like it makes me feel like I'm doing something right, and that to me, I guess, I mean, it kind of contradicts itself, right? Because it's kind of like, well, it doesn't really matter what others think about you. I guess when it's negative, but when it's positive, you you can take that in. But I mean, I've never gotten like super negative feedback or anything, I mean, I've gotten feedback, like things I can do to better things. And like, I'm all for it. Like, fuck yeah, but in general, I feel like the response I get is just like, dude, that's fucking dope. Like what you're doing is tight. And it's obviously a lot of people that maybe their parents are from the same region my parents were from. So they grew up seeing some of the things like in terms of the belt and the style. And, when they tell me that like that they like seeing it because they could identify with it and they feel better represented, I'm like, okay, then like I feel like I'm doing something right because that was my goal to give us. And like I said, bro, there's a lot of Latino companies out there, a lot of Mexican, Chicanos, and just Latinos in general, right? But even then, right, like everybody's gonna be a little different with what you feel you identify with, and it's not necessarily a race thing. It's more of a community thing, bro. Like the community you grew up in, like it's what shapes you and molds you, bro. Like if we got a white boy in the hood, well, guess what, bro? That white boy's gonna be he's gonna have Chicano tendencies more than a white boy because like he grew up in the hood. So, and that's the way I see it, So like, you see the Old English on all my stuff, bro, and it's not because that's just I grew up, bro. I have Old English tattooed all over me, bro. I got my last name blasted across my back, behind my legs. I got Lalo. Like people be like, "Oh, why you wear Old English? You trying to chime in like on a like trying to cash in?" And it's like, nah, bro, this is me, dog. I put it on the stuff because I like it. Other people like it too. So, really cool. Go on. So yeah, I mean, I like things that I do is because I feel like it represents me well. And I think there's a lot of people out there who feel similar to me. Sure. And so I guess to answer your question, just like to me, success is having people reach out and tell me that they like what I'm doing just because they feel like well represented with it, or they feel like, oh, cool. Like I was looking for something similar to what you're doing.
I think a lot of people too will have like an idea, or like you said, they'll just put something out to make a little cash, and it's like there are plenty of those kind of companies and businesses that do that. But when you put the meaning behind, like the belt, for example, and you create this belt, it's something special. It represents, family and part of your childhood and all that. And then not only that, like to see people actually purchase it, like it's just got to be a cool feeling, like it's something that you kind of from your thoughts to making it happen in real life, and then now shipping it out to somebody out of the States or whatever it might be. It's got to be a pretty cool feeling.
It's for sure a great feeling, bro, to know that like other people like it, and especially like when it's people that are not Chicanos or Latinos that buy it, because I'm like,
sure,
okay, hell yeah. I'm cool. By all means, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I am that guy.
Off, but it's like it's cool to see, bro, and it's like cool, man. I appreciate that.
Well, if there's anything we can do to help, listen, you're talking about, Masters theme type of deal. We haven't seen it, or at least I haven't personally.
I haven't seen it either.
Okay, let us know. We'll certainly help you promote it. Just a few more. We'll just do a couple rapid fire questions, and we'll wrap it up quick. We don't want to take too much of your time. But first question is, what's your favorite Instagram account? It could be golf related. It doesn't have to be golf related, but if there's one account that you really enjoy the content, what would it be?
Damn, bro, that's a good question, because I'm not sure I have a good answer, but I really enjoy what like his shit pops up on my time, like on my feed all the time, and it fucking makes me laugh, bro. I think the name is Concrete Live, or he's a Mexican American dude from LA. He's a comedian.
It sounds like half of LA.
What is it? Concrete what?
Concrete. I think it's Concrete Live. Concrete. He does skits, bro. He's a Mexican American dude, got long hair.
Oh yeah. I see it here,
bro. His shit makes me laugh, bro. I love watching his shit. He's got the Batman and Robin skits. Like he does all kinds of shit.
Okay, I'll check that out. I see him here. Okay, awesome. Favorite golf logo? It'd be golf course, a brand.
There's been one comedian I've been really into, and he just pops up on my TikTok all the time. His name's Ralph. And he likes box Chevys.
Favorite golf logo?
Besides your own?
I think Los Golferos, bro. I love the Guerrero. I love the Guerrero Warrior swinging, bro. That's just tight. I love it.
That's fine. That's your go-to.
Okay,
question.
So your hole one at the shindig. What would your walk-up song be?
Oof. It'd be a Mexican corrido, bro. I mean, I don't know. You want me to tell you the name of it?
Yeah, I want to hear it, or at least
the name of the song is "Se Vale Soñar."
I can't spell that.
The artist?
El Tigrillo Palma.
Okay, I listen to a lot of Mexican songs. I don't know the words, obviously, but I love listening to Mexican music. It's
and the song, it's like it's called. I mean, if it translates "Se Vale Soñar," it means like it's okay to dream.
Okay. Is it like a what kind of like genre of music? Is it like kind of like more like a rap kind of style, or is it more like?
No, it's a traditional Mexican type of. Okay. But the name is funny, right? Because like, it's like you're allowed to dream, but it's not really like a wishful thinking song. Yeah. He talks about if I could. I wish it would rain freaking alcohol, and that the wind would blow, and everybody would have. He talks about if Mother Nature supplied us with everything we like to party with, then it'd be a better place, because there'd be no mafia. There'd be there'd be no battles, because we'd just get our fix from Mother Nature.
Hey, okay, I like that. I'll have to figure that one out. See it.
I'll send it to you, bro.
Yeah, send it to me. I'd like to listen to it. And I listen to it. We both listen to like a wide range of music, but I do listen to a lot of Mexican music.
So do I, bro. I listen to everything.
Yeah. Down, do you have a new song that you'd want to listen to on first?
No, this whole week's kind of just been a blur.
So you don't have a song this time?
No, I totaled my car.
Yeah, he got a car accident this week. So
sorry to hear that, man. But you're okay.
My baby is dead.
His car, not his real baby.
It was my baby. Her name. She had a name. She still does have a name.
I know, but that could have got real depressing. Not granted, it is depressing that it's your car, but
I'd be more depressed if my car died versus my baby. That's why I'd be more depressed if my car died.
The good news is The car is still intact. Okay.
Well, no, because the insurance totaled it.
No, I know. I'm saying if you had a baby, because you said it was the other way around.
The good news is you're okay, bro.
Yeah, that's
I don't
what I've
think
been.
I'm
That's what
okay.
I've been trying to give him.
I would give my life for Bianca.
Damn, bro. Damn.
Loves his car. Okay, so we always end the podcast with a
I
food
can't even think what song was playing when it all happened. Probably some by Pop Smoke.
pop smoke.
Yeah. It probably was Pop when I got hit. Yeah. It was
Okay.
Pop, yeah.
So again, we always end the podcast with a food related question. We come visit you. Where are you taking us to eat?
Oh, fuck, that's a good question, man.
The best part is we know a guy in San Jose. So whatever you say, he can go test.
For us, yeah.
Weird
Give us a
and
little
Juju.
backup. Give us a little backup.
So
I love Mexican food. So's Dom. So
I like food.
yeah.
I don't really go out to eat Mexican food, bro, because like nowhere I go is gonna make it better than mom. You know what I mean?
I can't relate to that.
Home cooking
So
for sure.
I mean, like for sure, my mom's hands down like it's some of the best stuff here. And I mean, it's not like she's got a wide variety of plates that she makes, but what she makes is fucking fire. So
Okay, let's switch the question. We don't need to go out to eat. Let's say your mom's making a nice meal for us.
okay, there you go.
Yeah. What is she going to be making?
So my mom does this thing where for all of us for our birthday, she just always, what do you want me to cook? And dinners at my mom's, and she makes that person's whoever your birthday is, it's their favorite dish. You know what I mean?
Sure.
For me, it's always I ask for costillas de puerco en Chile, so it's a pork meat.
Okay.
But you know, it's kind of like she cut, so it's pork and then some of it's ribs, but it's all cut up, and then she makes it in a salsa, either red or green. And then, you know, it's just the rice, the beans, and your queso fresco, your crema, your aguacate. It's simple, bro. But when,
the flight's only a few hours to get there.
Yeah, we should make.
And we get a couple hours back when we land.
How about the?
So yeah, no, my mom can get down.
Homemade
like
tortillas.
Yeah, I mean, if she's gonna go above and beyond, and she's gonna go out and make some tortillas like handmade, fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But
it's amazing.
So that's my mom. Non-Mexican cuisine. I've been going to one spot lately. It's downtown San Jose. It's called the Club on Post Street.
The Club on Post Street. Okay.
It'd be funny if that was the place that I just got hammered. We were like, "Oh, we've been there."
Yeah, he doesn't remember.
Dude, their food is really good. The drinks are good. So like that's kind of my wife and I's go-to spot now. Whenever we get a chance to go out,
sure,
we go out there, and the drinks are they're good. And my wife likes it because like they make the pretty drinks too, you know, the Instagram drinks and shit, you know. So my wife kind of like post this shit, you know what I mean? But they're good. They look good and they taste good, and the food, it's the menu is not super big, but everything they make is so far everything I've had is fucking delicious, man. Highly recommend it.
Sometimes I appreciate like a menu like.
Well, generally, if they have a big menu, the food's not good.
Yeah, I was gonna say if
they're making too many things.
Smaller menu, and as long as the food's good, that's kind of the way to go, right there.
So you guys could tell your dude in San Jose to go try that out if he hasn't already, and then he could report back to you guys, man.
Absolutely. Lalo, man, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us on the podcast. We really appreciate it. It's such a great conversation, and maybe if you get your cousin on, we'll have another conversation in the near future. But again,
yes,
it's been a great time. Hopefully, you enjoyed it.
Likewise, man. I did. Thank you guys for having me, and we'll be talking soon. Hopefully, man.
Absolutely, man. Take care. We will. Right, we'll help you promote that the new upcoming release for you. All right.
For sure, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Take care. Thanks so much. Nice to meet you.
Man. Likewise.